St. Louis dropping, popping, popping, popping.
Black bodies on the line. Let the creator elevate your mind.
New hits like this.
Like 3, you're out, no mistake. That's the way the pitch break. My old man, sleeping in his
The Redemption Song by the V.
sometimes grumbling and complaining, but always keeping on. A garden of fragrant flowers. Then you, woman, child,
Last poet, you know it.
flowering garden of my heart, and my heart open to you.
Pick it up at your local neighborhood stores.
Flowing out.
Amber Bookstore sells books and other items specifically directed to the African American community. While our subject matter is targeted, we welcome all readers and patrons with an interest in what we have to offer. Purchase your books online at www.amberbookstores.com. Visit with us when we're at the different community events in St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois, Minnesota, or wherever we are located. Give us a call at 314-389-2595 or 314-604-3517. Amber Bookstore books are also located at the Love Goddess, located at 2839 Cherokee Street in St. Louis, Missouri, 63118. And also at Raheem's Beauty Shop at 110 East Oak Street, Carbondale, Illinois, 62901. Some of the featured books are From the Projects to the Pyramids by Malik Ahmed, Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore by Frencher Gardner, Dancing in the Wings by Debbie Allen, Please Baby by Spike Lee and Tanya Lewis, Art of War by Sun Tzu, Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James, Cultural Genocide in the Black and African Studies Curriculum by Yosef A.A. Ben Yochim, African Holistic Health by Layla Africa, Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity by Queen Afua, How Not to Eat Pork or Life Without the Pig by Shahrazad Ali. Now into the end of Kwanzaa, get 10% off. Make sure you give us a call at 314-389-2595 or 314-604-3517. Welcome to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast. My name is Frencher. I'm the host and creator of the podcast, and I'm grateful that you're tuning in to another episode. And we are delighted because you could be anywhere in the world, and you are actually, and you're tuning in to a News You Can Use podcast, and we appreciate it. We have an awesome business spotlight on the line with us today. We have Michelle Hairston of Cultural Arts Vision, if I'm not mistaken.
Visions with the S. Yeah.
Visions, Cultural Art Visions.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. So happy you invited me to be on.
Very
awesome.
Nice.
Where do you want to start? I'm excited.
So Michelle Hairston, also known as AKA Energy Empress, is an energy healer, medium, and artist that happens to also be a certified project manager and MBA that transitioned from a corporate information tech career to pursue her soul's calling. So tell us about your soul's calling and tell us all about yourself. We want to know who you are. Give us some history about you, where you're from, where you live in, all that jazz.
Well, I am currently living right here in Dallas, Texas. I'm originally from Detroit. I'm originally from the Motor City. And I left the Motor City for work, been in corporate America, working in finance and IT, doing project management, multi-million-dollar projects. And during that time, I was still doing my little, art and spiritual work and all of that on the side. But I had kind of pushed it down like, well, that's just nothing that I can really focus on full time. And so what ended up happening is in the corporate machine, getting stressed out, getting overworked, getting laid off multiple times. My health started suffering where I just could not keep up the pace that I was going. I was working 70, 80-hour weeks, not eating properly, not sleeping properly, stressed out. And it just got to the point where it was like, you need to make a change, or you're gonna like be out of here potentially. So,
Go ahead, Michelle. I just wanted to get my headphones. I just thought of something.
okay, no worries. So anyway, long story short, I ended up going back to what was in my heart. Ultimately, what everyone needs to do is really go back to who they truly are, and helping people and healing people and doing art and creative things has been in my life since I was a child, since as early as I can remember. And even though I went the route of corporate America and doing all that, I feel like that just gave me a unique thing to add to my toolkit, because at the end of the day, I'm working on all these multi-million dollar projects, but the main project, which was me, which is everyone else, was being ignored, right? So it took all of that for me to see that, the main project everyone needs to work on is themselves before they start trying to do all these other things, because the more you're not in touch with yourself and who you are and what you're here to do, the more other areas of your life are going to be off and impacted, and you're just not going to feel all that great or complete. So here I am. Now I'm like, you know what? I just took a leap of faith and I was like, I'm working this hard for somebody else, doing all these things. If I'm going to work this hard, I might as well work this hard for myself and actually do something that I believe in and can actually impact people's lives and help them to heal and grow and balance themselves. So that's what I do now.
Nice. So tell us more about Cultural Art Visions.
So Cultural Art Visions is a unique little concept in terms of it's an art studio, and we just went through a major transition because of COVID. We decided to shut down the physical location and go completely virtual.
Okay.
Because the space, we would do like painting classes and events and different holistic classes there, and people would meet in person. But now it's just not safe for people to be in a closed in space to do it. And so we had already started doing a lot of our classes online. And so that's the pivot that I'm making with my business now. So just made the tough decision literally this week to shut down the physical studio itself, and then just focus on just virtual stuff that I've been doing. Every week I go live on Facebook. I do. Also, my name is an Energy Empress. Energy Empress is just the name of the person that channels for readings. So I kind of keep the personas separate, because people tend to think if you have that ability, you're just channeling and doing this all the time. I'm like, no, I need to name this person, because the vibration you have to be on to channel that type of information, you can't sustain that 24/7, not in a human form. So Energy Empress is the person or the character that actually does that work. And so every Intuitive Tuesday, I do like a lightweight channeling where I do oracle pulls for people. They can tune in live. All you got to do is follow the Facebook page, Cultural Art Visions with an S. And you can tune in every Tuesday at noon and get you a little spirit message and get a little upliftment. And it's totally free. People book readings with me. Now, those you do have to pay for, and they're time based. And then I just launched a podcast called Find Your Flow with Energy Empress. And then
Nice.
also do,
Congratulations.
yeah, I also do a holistic, because it's all about holistic healing and finding balance and harmony within yourself, in your mind, body, emotions, and your spirit. And so I also work with another group of people that we help people learn about essential oils and all natural products. And so we do free classes a couple times a month, and we've been doing those on Zoom as well. So I post some of those on my page as well. And I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to do the creative classes virtually, or bring my stuff to places where they want to do it physically, but it'll be like a mobile thing. So that's an in process type of deal.
I understand. So
Yeah.
yeah, there has been a lot of challenges we have to overcome based on the pandemic. So I totally
Oh,
understand that. When I was in St. Louis, I was mostly vending, and that's how I was selling my products, face to face. So, and I have noticed that there are some vending opportunities out there. I'm just kind of scared or leery to go out there myself.
yeah, I understand. Trust me.
So I totally get it. What kind of classes, what kind of creative classes do you have available for through the Zoom and stuff?
So what will be eventually offered will be if they want to do painting classes, like I teach people how to paint. What they can also book now, which I've done for, I've done on a smaller scale for smaller groups. I actually did this for a small group at Amazon. One of the managers wanted to have me come on Zoom, and well, they didn't use Zoom, they use another platform, but similar to Zoom, to come and talk to their team about how to manage stress naturally, how to use holistic methods and things like that to manage stress. Because this was like in the middle part. I mean, we've been in COVID for like a year now. So like by
Right.
mid, she was noticing that her team was like, on edge. And she was like, maybe you can come in and speak. And I was like, I could do this for other companies. I could do this for other groups. I
Yes.
came in, I spoke to them about 30, 45 minutes, and I can customize it to whatever they want to talk about, as long as they're focused on natural wellness, because I can't promote anything that I'm not behind. So I can't promote toxins and chemicals because I can't support that personally. But
Yes.
because that's part of the work that I do with my readings and different things and classes about wellness, I was like, that's perfect. I can come in and talk to different groups, church groups, corporate groups, whatever, and give them information, because it's not readily available, unfortunately. And a lot of people get misinformation about things that they can do. And I let them know up front, I am not a doctor, but these are things that I have done and people that I know have done, and how I've helped some members of my family get through different sickness and ailments without using chemicals, without using medicine, over-the-counter drugs. I used to be on all of it. So I know firsthand, and I know firsthand how bad the side effects can be. And sometimes the side effects are worse than the symptoms that you're, technically trying to treat as well.
Yes. So how did you get into this? How did you know this was your passion, arts and the holistic wellness?
So I always did art as a kid, and I was one of those kids that had trouble expressing themselves. And
Okay.
so I didn't understand that art for me was healing. Like that was the way that I could put things out there and express myself that I couldn't put words to. And a lot of kids are like that, and it was just disheartening, because you see in these different schools where they're cutting a lot of the art and music programs, and that's a really powerful outlet for kids to express themselves and just be able to create.
Yes.
So like for me, once I became an adult and I was like really still longing to do the artwork, I was like, it's because it's therapeutic, really. It really was,
Yes.
it happened to be that I had some talent in doing art, but at the end of the day, what made me start doing it was the therapy of it. That, you don't even have to be an artist or have any ability to draw to benefit from doing creative activities and artwork. So really my backing of it is the healing, is the balancing backing of it, and just the unique way you can express yourself. And as far as the healing is concerned, it really, for me to understand what was really going on with me when I was going through all the stress at corporate, I literally got sick. I got really sick. I had a lot of digestive problems. I was having trouble sleeping, to the point where they told me I was going to doctors and they were just put me on a bunch of drugs, telling me, you're gonna have to take steroids for the rest of your life, all this crazy stuff. And I was just finding myself spiraling, getting sicker and sicker, and I had lost family members from similar things. I had a couple family members die of cancer. And then I had a really close aunt of mine that was having similar issues with her digestion, and it ended up turning into cancer, and she literally died of it. And it was
Wow.
like a wake up call for me. Like it was already rising up when they kept telling me, you're gonna have to take all these drugs and all this, and I was like, for the rest of my life, like what are we really doing here? So
Yes.
I just, I prayed about it. I was like, something, and my spirit was like, no, there's another way, and you have to figure it out. And I thought at first that it was just going to be, I'm just going to heal myself and I'm good, go ahead. And they're like, no, spirit was like, you're meant to help other people too. The reason why you went through this is so that you can help and show other people there's a different way to heal than using
Nice.
drugs and medication. So I was like, okay, I didn't really want to put it out there, but it was like, if this is what my calling is, it felt right to do. And I was like, okay, I'm obedient to that. I'm gonna do it.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
we appreciate your service for real. We need this.
Yeah, especially in the Black and Brown community. We are really struggling in the health arena, in all forms of health. Health isn't just physical health. Health is mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. And so we need to make sure we bring all of that into balance versus just looking at a symptom or just looking at one thing.
Yes, amen to that. So, we're gonna go to a sponsor break.
Do you want to bring balance to all the wireless radiation fields in your life, including 5G? The Omnia Radiation Balancer is a small sticker you can stick on any device. It changes the state of the field and creates a new resonance between the wireless radiation and your energy field. On the link below, you'll see all our testing results that show how the body responds excellently once you've made this change in your life. Plus, you can enter the discount code BBE in capital letters for a 10% discount. It's easy to bring balance back to your body with the Omnia Radiation Balancer.
Welcome back to the episode with Miss Michelle Hairston of Cultural Art Visions. We're grateful to have her on the line. So we're gonna get personal here. We have a interview series called Black Influencers Values, where we get into leaders' heads and get their understanding of their inspirations and motivations. Michelle, describe yourself in 3 words?
3 words: creative, obviously, healer, and passionate. So, that kind of sums it up.
Yes. What was that fleeting moment in your life that catapulted you to your present self, but certainly could have really gone the other way?
I think when I got laid off the last time, because it had happened a couple of times, and I had been getting signaling from my higher self, my spirit, saying you need to move on and do something different. But you know how it is when you get ingrained and you think, oh, well, this is what I've been doing, this is what I know, I don't want to try nothing different. And so it just got to the point where I had to really, self-talk with myself, like, are you really happy continuing down this path? And if you keep going down this path, you know what's been happening. It's not, the machine that you were in is not going to change. Only you can change, right? So I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? I'm already at a point where I'm in a transition. Why not go for it? Because I was still doing stuff on the side, but you know how it is when a calling is pulling you to give more of yourself. And if you're already like giving most of yourself to something that is not in alignment, then what's in alignment tends to suffer and you end up suffering,
Right.
So that's really where I came to that crossroads where I just kept hitting this wall where it was like, insanity. Like you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's just insane. You're going to have to do something different and get outside of your comfort zone and then, go from there. So that was kind of it.
What are your morning and nightly rituals?
Oh, so I'm big on self-care. Okay. And so in the morning for me, because of the line of work I do, I deal with a lot of different energy. I'm channeling part of the day. Doing different classes, helping people. So I have to self-care with myself. I have to make sure I'm getting rest. So in the morning, as soon as I get up, I try to make sure I get my meditation in. Okay. So do like 15, 20 minutes at least of some sort of meditation. I had to break the habit of getting like on different devices right away when I got up. That you need time to transition to that. So once I do that, once I get my meditation in, then I go into just checking in with my spirit. Like, okay, well, what's going on? What do I want this day to look like? And checking in with the spirit might be me journaling, writing in. I have like a gratitude journal where I'm just like, I'm grateful, for anything, just basic things. And that's setting my mindset right, making sure I'm not waking up and starting my day wrong, because even if things haven't went right, if you start your day automatically thinking about all the stuff that's not right and it didn't go right and what you gotta, the problems, it's like you're setting your vibe up for that day to be down. So me focusing on what I'm grateful for, that helps, pick me up. If I don't feel like writing, sometimes I just turn on some music, like some high vibe music to just get that energy going, and then getting some sort of exercise in. Even if I don't feel like doing a full exercise, I try to do some kind of stretching, some type of yoga, different things like that. And then I make sure I start my day with some type of healthy food that has some nutrients, to fuel my body as well. So those are the things I try to do every morning. Now you asked about night as well, right?
Yes.
So nighttime is my unwind, wash the day off time. So I'm usually, if I know I've had kind of a rough day, I'm usually looking to do something like a bath with some essential oils in there to like really bring the energy down, cleanse the energy off. I can share with you guys some of the oils that I use, put some Epsom salt in that. I also have a diffuser where I do oils like lavender and other calming oils. Another thing is I set where I sleep. That should be conducive to rest. I literally took the television out of my bedroom. Like I have no TV in there. So when I go to bed, like my diffuser is on, I might have my like salt lamp on. It's a very tranquil, it helps me get my body ready to rest, because rest is
Yes.
so critical. And that's the time when your body has to repair itself and to do different systems it can't do while it's awake. So I'm really serious about my nighttime routine, especially if I know I definitely need to get rest, because I am a little bit of a workaholic. If I know I need to get some deep rest, healing rest, then I'm making sure I'm doing like multiple things. And then I pray to set the intention for that, just being thankful for that night, and praying. If I have enough energy to meditate, I notice that if I meditate at night and I'm tired, I tend to fall asleep in the meditation. So meditation in the morning works better for me. But if my mind is churning and I'm not able to, relax, then maybe just a short meditation before I go to bed, that helps, take my mind down. So those are some of the basic things I do at morning and night.
Beautiful. Who should I interview next?
Oh, wow. So many people. So like a couple people that I met here that I think I just like what they're doing. And I think we just need more people doing stuff like this. So
Yes.
I've started doing, about nutrition and eating more plant-based type of food. I'm not a strict vegan, and I wouldn't even say I'm 100% vegetarian, but I have upped my plant-based eating. And a lot of the products and stuff that I use are all natural type of products. So Bam's Vegan, I don't know if you heard of them. It's a
No.
brother that he has a little vegan restaurant, and it's really geared toward Black and brown people to help kind of introduce them, to let them know vegan food can taste good and have
It
flavor.
does.
Yeah, so Bam's Vegan is one. And I think I also another young lady I met, she's another artist. And what I like about her is what is her name? I think I put it in the show notes.
Let me look.
Brittany Lyons. She's an artist and interior designer. And people don't understand that your space, the aesthetic of your space actually can impact your vibe too, right? So
Right.
she's all about making sure that, your space is, uplifting. And she just has an awesome personality. She's a sister, here in Dallas doing her thing. And so she might be an interesting person to talk to as well.
Excellent. Will you please
Yeah.
connect me to these two people?
Absolutely. I think I put her Instagram link in the show notes, but I can share whatever else I have. I think both of them, I gave the links to their stuff in the notes.
You did. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Who is your target audience and your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
So my target audience is basically women, and women of all colors, because I can relate more so with women of color and women that are either in the corporate world or have transitioned and are, in have their own business or whatever. And just I just think a lot of women of color need to retrain themselves about like self-care and wellness and how to better care for themselves. So that's really
Yes.
my target audience. Now I do have some men that come to me for readings, and but my target audience is women of all colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are your self-proclaimed niche talents and our gifts?
So my self-proclaimed niche, I don't even know how to pronounce it, niche, is that I bring a very unique perspective. There's a lot of people that do psychic readings, medium readings, energy work, But because I came from a project management background, I think I'm kind of uniquely positioned to give people like systematic approaches to help their health, to help whatever they're
Yes.
working with. Because a lot of people, it's like they know all these things, but they're like, but how do I start? Or what can I do today to help me right now? Is there one little step or two that I can do that's going to actually start shifting things now? And you don't really see a lot of that, there's a lot of readers, and I say readers are like fingerprints. None of them are all the same. Everybody has their own different way of doing readings, but I combine energy work with spiritual work, which is kind of rare because usually people only talk about either the spiritual side and they're not really talking about, energy of things, situations, people, whatever, or they're doing energy work and they're not talking about like the spiritual connection, the psychics, stuff related to spirit. So I'm kind of unique in that regard. And so I just encourage people again to, whoever you resonate with, whatever interests you, if you're struggling with something, don't be afraid to go and get some help. Go to an energy coach. Everybody doesn't need to go to a psychiatrist and be on drugs, just because you're having challenges, if you're having, anxiety and all of that, it's not going to hurt you to try to do some natural things, to see if that is going to be what helps you. But it is harder to go the other route, which I've been there, where you go to, the more westernized medicine approach and they prescribe medicine that can actually do more damage. So, I just encourage people to explore all the options. Listen to your intuition. Everybody has it, especially women. If you feeling good about working with somebody, or you're like, I don't know, so pay attention to that, and if you're feeling like, I don't know, it's not maybe necessarily that the person is bad. It's just, they're just not in your vibe, or they're not aligning with you for whatever reason. But find somebody that does, because somebody does. Don't just sit there and do nothing and allow yourself to suffer in silence, because that's the worst thing you can do.
I say. What did the younger you envision, see, think, or was told to make you impact people the way you do?
I think as a kid, I was just one of those kids that really just liked creating stuff and helping people, and I was kind of shy. I really didn't know how to express myself, I mean, that was really it. It was like, I really didn't know how to express myself. I was the youngest in my family. And it was funny because like when I would get upset, it was like, that was when the words really wouldn't come, and I would be, and my older brother definitely took advantage of that, because he would blame stuff on me that he would do. And I would be like so upset, I couldn't even explain, like, no, I didn't do it, And so like for me as a child, just finding that creative outlet and finding that other people, were just people, there were kids that were going through things. And I just never was a judgmental type of kid, and I was just glad to be able to interact and connect with people. And I just think that those childlike things, people think about, oh, a child is so naive and innocent, but a child is really feeling their way through the world versus all these preconceived notions and biases that we learn, as we become adults, and actually end up hindering us in the long run, right? So,
right. What is your favorite book, song, and quote, and why?
Oh my gosh. So it changes for me. So like, I'm really right now into like really high vibe, deep songs and stuff. And
Okay.
so like the song that comes to mind that I've been hearing like in my mind recently is Diamonds by Rihanna. Okay.
Okay.
And basically, you know, if you listen to the words of the song, she's talking about shining bright like a diamond. Like, don't be afraid to shine and be who you are, you know?
Right.
Um, so like I like songs like that. Beyonce has a song called Halo that's pretty awesome if you listen to the words to
Yes.
that. And I like Bruno Mars, you know, like going to the gym, listening to 24 Karat Magic and stuff like that, you know.
Yes.
You gotta love that. Now, as far as books, my book range, because I just love to absorb knowledge and information and assimilate it and figure out how I can use this information to help people. The three last books that I've been into was Limitless by Jim Quick. He's all about the brain and how to nourish the brain and how to expand your knowledge quickly. And then Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, not just because she's another Michelle, but the woman is just awesome all the way around.
True that.
And as far as like spiritual type of, we don't even have enough time, but I will say that life visioning by I don't know if you've heard of Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's, to me, he's really the one of the truest spiritual teachers that is out here. Like, he talks about things that your average church is not going to talk about. He's the founder of Agape International, and he talks about, like, you know, universal knowledge and oneness and holistic healing. And I mean, he goes there, you know, and in the vastness of the universe and stuff like that. So you really need to be woke a little, at least a little bit, before you dive into this brother here, but he's the truth. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Name. Oh, and what's your favorite quote?
Gosh, I have so many, but the one that comes to mind right now is by Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. You know, because my whole thing is, it's so much out here that can keep you down. But if you know that if you just let yourself get in that flow, you're going to rise back up. You know, you're going to rise back up, flat out.
That's the truth.
Yep.
Name two things you want to tell the world.
Two things I want to tell the world is, do your inner work. Figure out, you know, quit going out trying to compare yourself to everybody else. Quit going out here looking to find somebody that, you know, is going to make you be something different, or trying to be something different just to appease somebody else. Do your work within yourself. Find a community, find a coach, find whoever you need to find to do your inner work, because the closer you can get back to your authentic self, the happier and more alignment that you're going to be. So don't go out here with all these other illusions. Get it together within yourself, and all the other things are going to end up falling into place for you.
Yes.
I don't know if that was one or two things.
That was one, I would say.
Okay. So you said that was one?
Yeah.
So the second thing, this is what I would tell. Say the question again. I got off track.
Name two things you want to tell the world.
Tell the world. Okay. So I also want the world to know that we are not separate. Okay. Yes, we are unique expressions of the divine, but everything is connected and working together, whether you want to realize it or not. So don't waste your time hating on somebody or trying to limit someone else, because we are all going to benefit from everyone reaching their highest potential. You don't know how that person is going to impact either you or someone you know. if they can get to where their soul is supposed to be at. I always think about like, my mind is off the chain. But I always think about like, when you think about slavery, right? And
Okay.
all these people all of our ancestors that were oppressed, right? And told you were dumb, you were nothing, you were just meant to be this worker that's worth nothing. Well, what if one of those workers, for example, knew the cure for cancer? Right? And you are a slave master oppressing this group of people. You don't even know the potential of these people because you're oppressing them. And maybe that slave master's wife, or maybe they had cancer, and if they had to just let people be, accepting them as equal and help them to rise and have greater potential, maybe they could have ended up helping them. But they will never know that because they were so busy with a limited mindset, with a limited view of, oh, you're this color, you're this race, you're less than, and there's no possible way that you could, help me. So we don't know how much information, how much invention, how much cure, how much further we could have been ahead if we didn't have that type of stuff going on in our worldly history, so I just say, don't think that, what you're doing is separate. Everything is connected in some way. Even the things that you don't like, they're in this whole harmony. It's like this whole orchestra of stuff going on, and everyone needs to get where they're supposed to be. And when they're not, it's throwing things off. That's all.
Yes. What is your website?
My website is culturalartvisions.com. And again, if you want to follow me, see me come on live on the weeklies, or come to any of like the virtual events that we have scheduled a couple times a month, definitely follow me on Facebook at Cultural Art Visions. It's cultural with the AL, art, and then visions with the S. Definitely follow me there. And I'm just trying to connect with like-minded people and see, just see what positive impact we can have on the world, and try to help rectify some of the wrongs that have went on for far too long.
Yes. And tell us tell us the name of your podcast and where we can listen to your podcast, and briefly tell us what it's about.
So Find Your Flow with the Energy Empress is the name of the podcast. And that's where I'm doing, I give channeled messages. I come on and do different, I just share information to help raise the vibration and help educate and awaken the collective. It's more of a collective podcast. I do want to expand it to where I'm interviewing other artists and find out what drives them, what type of holistic stuff they might be into, how they feel they're matching up with their soul's calling, different things like that. But it's so new and I'm really looking for support. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think. It's called Find Your Flow with the Energy Empress, and it is on Anchor, Spotify, and Google Play, and maybe 3 or 4 other channels. I can't remember right now.
Yes, probably Apple Podcasts as well. Yes, I'm using Anchor as well. So yeah, you can ask me plenty of questions. I can, assist in any way that I can.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And do you have anything that's upcoming that we need to know about? Any events that's coming?
So this Tuesday, I'm doing my weekly Intuitive Tuesday. So definitely, if you want to pop on and get you an oracle message, those are like little mini channel reads. That's Energy Empress, does that. And then we're having on the 30th, March 30th, a free Zoom class. There's a survey link to it where people can come on and ask any wellness question that they have. So all they got to do is fill out a survey, The class is called Uncensored and Ask and Answer. It's on my Facebook page. And there's a link. All you gotta do is come on there, fill out you can remain anonymous. So it can be crazy, any kind of question you always want to ask, like, is there a natural whatever for this, And myself and the panel on the 30th will come on live and answer all the questions we get from the survey. So it's just something we're doing to try to help people to know that there's holistic and alternate ways to achieve the same result in a healthful way that actually boosts your body, boosts your immune system, helps you become healthier, and doesn't tear down your body's natural systems.
Yes.
Yeah. So come check me out. I would love to have you guys.
So, okay, well, your Facebook is Cultural Art Visions. Are you on Instagram or any other social media?
Instagram as well, same thing, Cultural Art Visions. I'm also on Twitter. I just am not that active with the Twitter, but I'm trying to do a little bit better. But I am definitely very active on Facebook and Instagram, and then obviously my Facebook page, my website, you can come on there as well and get on the email list.
Awesome. It was so great talking to you today, Michelle. We're both in the city. So we'll have to meet one day.
Yes.
Masks on. And I would love to just continue to work with you and collaborate with you. I have some ideas for some things. So I'm gonna talk to you off record.
Let's talk. Let's put it to work. That's right.
Yeah, I would love to do that. And so I'm grateful that we met in the Facebook group. I think it was Podcast Guest Connects.
Yes.
Connections.
Yes. And I'm going to be following. Just tell me whatever to follow. I'll follow whatever links you send me.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So we're grateful for you. You're so welcome. Thank you for being on the News You Can Use podcast. And until next time, we'll say peace.
Peace and blessings, love and light. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Free your mind while it's time. What's up with that? I got one thing on my mind. Revolution. Yo, that's Pharaoh Jerome.
Please make me die 1,000 deaths in a day, and then I won't jump in the front while
Put it down for the new time. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Shalom, shalom. Hotel. Yeah, MIDT Records. B&B Productions. Rhythmic sign. Love to rap. Yo, check it out. And all your local neighborhood stores.
Thank you, Independent Thought Podcast, for leaving your review. It says, news that doesn't sing the blues. Wasn't sure what to expect when I clicked on the episode, but I ended up loving it. I love her vibe and the way she breaks everything down. Definitely take the time to check this out. Thank you so much, Independent Thought Podcast, and go ahead and find Independent Thought Podcast and check them out. Thank you so much for the 5-star rating and the review on Apple Podcasts. Your podcast reviews help us to be discovered by more like-minded people like yourselves. So it's really helpful if you leave one. Please leave a review today. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of our financial supporters of A News You Can Use podcast. I ask that you consider buying me a coffee or becoming a patron of A News You Can Use podcast. What your support does is it helps me to continue to produce and publish episodes, and it's helping me to level up, to buy equipment for the podcast, like microphones and different software that is needed to edit
the podcast and make it sound better for you. So I appreciate it if you please buy me a coffee or become a patron, or you can donate directly through the Anchor FM app. And if you give $9.99 per month, I'll receive a higher percentage of your donation. I really appreciate you. Thank you. The links are in the show notes. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of a News You Can Use podcast with Frontier Gardner, your host and creator of the podcast. We are so grateful that you are tuning in wherever you are in the world. Please, please, please make sure you are sharing the podcast with your friends and family. At least send it out to about 5 people at least. Follow us if you're listening to us on Spotify so that you'll be notified of the next episodes. Add us to your podcast list on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. Leaving us a review really helps us out a lot. It helps us to be discovered by more people like you, where this information resonates. Purchase Frontier Gardner's books. Mommy and Daddy, Do You Still Love Me Anymore? Is available on paperback and ebook on Amazon. For signed copies, go to our website. Finding Joy in the Journey Volume 2 is available on our website. And the audiobook, Single Save Struggle, The Struggle Continues, is available on our website. You can also purchase our brands that we've designed with our paintings on our websites, notebooks, shower curtains, prints of the paintings, pillows, buttons, phone case for iPhones and Android phones, handbags, or rather tote bags. All designed with Frontier's abstract paintings. They're available on Threadless and Teespring. The music playing in the background is by Frontier Gardner. You can cop her album or just get one of the singles that you really enjoy on Amazon Music and Apple Music. You can also listen to the album Supernova Universe by Frontier Gardner on Spotify and SoundCloud. We really appreciate your support. Your financial donations are definitely needed to sustain production of the episodes and the podcast, to continue creating episodes, for purchasing equipment that's needed to run the podcast, to hire editors. So if this episode resonated with you, please consider donating by becoming a patron, by buying me a coffee, by sending us funds through PayPal. PayPal
bit.me/Frenchaire, that's FRENCHAIRE, or through Cash App, $BEANDUS LLC. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you tap in with our sponsors, Amber Bookstore and Omnia Balanced Radiation.
Check this out. Yo, them beats is poppin'. Check this out. St. Louis' very own hit record release. Love Song. By JCD, rap artist. Yeah, he's fat. Check this out. From MIDT Records, B&B Productions. Pick it up at your local neighborhood store. Sound.
You gotta elevate your life. Elevation. And stay in the same place. I know what's on. Elevate your mindset. Elevate your mind, yeah. Never waste your time, yeah. Elevate and shine. Collecting every dime, I never show it. I can trust your words, so I never quote it. This a new story, so I must unfold it. Living in conditions that'll leave you hopeless. It's a cold world, so we living coatless. You worry about a girl slim, you losing focus. Get up on your feet and go and walk it off. Celebrate success like it's Mardi Gras. Talk to him. Yeah, elevate your mind. Boy, you know it's time. You only in your prime. Don't listen cause they lying. You would never fall. Cry before you walk, what you was taught. Yeah, they criticize, but it's only talk. You can never stop, you can never quit. Keep it classy, keep it adequate. Cause they hate that, they be mad as shit. Embrace the hate back, you ain't ever rich. Never give a fuck like you celibate. Earn $1 million cause you haven't sent. Never get finesse cause you got some sense. Always keep it cool like you eating mints. You keep it bottled up so you gotta vent. Elevate your mindset. Elevate your mind, yeah. Never waste your time, yeah. Elevate your grind, yeah. Stimulate your mind, yeah. Elevate and shine, yeah. Collecting every dime. Talk to him. Living blessed. Got a lot to say, get it off your chest. My feelings bulletproof like I wear a vest. Living out your dreams, always be the best. Always been unique, nothing like the rest. Gotta elevate, gotta lead a nest. Gotta get it done, gotta finish rest. If you don't do it all, you can do your best. Talk to him. Maximize your time. Double up your grind. Girl, you doing fine. You the one, you a dime. He did you wrong, no, it's your time. Everything'll be alright. I don't think he was your type. It's much love in this life. Living life, taking flights. Always gotta be precise. Every day and every night. You my day one, yeah, we tight. Blessed to have you in my life. Getting higher than the kite. You a winner, you a boss. Clean them all out, gon' floss. Yeah, elevate your mindset. Yeah, elevate your mind, yeah. Never waste your time. Elevate your grind. Yeah, stimulate your mind. Yeah, elevate and shine. Yeah, collecting every dime. Talk to him.